हेलो। तो हम लोग आज पहले लेक्चर में मैक्सवेल इक्वेशन पढ़ने जा रहे हैं। ठीक है, तो इसकी जो सबसे पहले इक्वेशन आती है दैट इज गॉस लॉ, जो ये कहती है कि द टोटल फ्लक्स कमिंग आउट ऑफ अ क्लोज सरफेस इज इक्वल टू द नेट चार्ज एनक्लोज्ड। इसका मतलब ये हुआ कि किसी क्लोज सरफेस से जितना नेट फ्लक्स निकल रहा है, ठीक है, दैट विल बी इक्वल टू द चार्ज एनक्लोज्ड बाय दैट क्लोज सरफेस। ओके, अगर किसी क्लोज सरफेस के टोटल फ्लक्स की बात करें तो वो मैथमेटिकली हम लोग डिनोट कर सकते हैं बाय अ सरफेस इंटीग्रल d डॉट ds, और दिस इज अ इंटीग्रल फॉर्म, और the total flux coming out of the closed surface can be also denoted by a differential form which is given as del dot d. Okay, that will be equal to the net charge enclosed. उस closed surface के अंदर कितना charge enclosed है, that is again given by the charge density of that particular volume which is enclosed by that surface. तो charge density इसकी मान के चले that is rho v, तो total charge will be the volume integral rho v dv, or it can be given as the differential form del dot d is equal to rho v. This is your first Maxwell's equation in the integral form as well as differential form. This integral form can be changed to the differential form directly by using divergence theorem. If you apply divergence theorem over here, this integral is changed to del dot d dot dv. This surface integral is changed to volume integral. It is replaced by del dot d, which is something like this, del dot d dv, volume integral. If you apply divergence theorem over here, then by comparing this to equation, we can say that del dot d is equal to rho v, and this is the differential form of first Maxwell equation. Now we come to the second equation, which says that the surface integral of the magnetic flux density over a closed surface is 0. This statement is regarding the magnetic field. First statement was regarding electric field or electric flux density. Now the second statement is related to the magnetic field, magnetic flux, which says that for a closed surface the magnetic flux density is always 0. That means the number of flux lines coming throughout the closed surface is equal to the number of flux lines going to that surface. इससे एक चीज और पता लगती है कि मैग्नेटिक मोनोपोल्स डजंट एग्जिस्ट. जहां कहीं भी मैग्नेटिक पोल्स होंगे दे विल बी ऑलवेज इन पेयर. ठीक है, दैट्स व्हाई द फील्ड कमिंग आउट ऑफ द पॉजिटिव, और यू कैन से नॉर्थ पोल, will come back to the south pole, and that north pole and south pole are back to back. You can't separate them individually, north pole and south pole. They are always both together. That's why this statement can also be given as that magnetic monopoles doesn't exist. Okay, so this is the second Maxwell equation, which says that the surface integral of magnetic flux density. The surface integral of magnetic flux density, that means the surface integral of B dot ds. Okay, that is 0. Again, applying the divergence theorem over here, we can say that del dot B dot dv is equal to 0, which says that del dot B equals to 0. This is your Maxwell's second equation. Okay, now we come to the Maxwell's third equation, which is nothing but Faraday's law, which says that by a statement that the net EMF induced in a closed path is equal to the surface integral of the negative times rate of change of flux density over the surface bounded by the closed path. Or in a simple word, कि किसी closed path में जो net EMF जनरेट हो रहा होगा, that will be equal to the negative rate of change of magnetic flux changing to that closed path. Simply, जो Faraday ने experiment किया था कि he was moving a magnet through a closed path, he was simply changing the magnetic flux through that closed path, due to which there was a current induced in that closed path, which is what actually due to the EMF generated in the closed path. So that was what the Faraday's law was saying. वो कह रहा था कि किसी भी क्लोज पाथ में जो EMF जनरेट हो रहा है दैट विल बी नेगेटिव differential of the rate of change of the flux density. Okay, which can be mathematically given as is the net EMF induced in the closed path. That is simply line integral of electric field. Induced EMF, net EMF induced is nothing, for closed path is nothing but line integral of E dot dl, which is the negative rate of change of magnetic flux density through that particular closed path. Okay. Now again applying the Stokes theorem over here, you can change this E dot dl, this line integral to a surface integral. So you will simply change this into del cross E ds. By applying Stokes theorem, this can be converted into the del cross E ds, which is again equal to this. If again we compare these two equations, you will get the differential form of this equation, which is del cross E minus del B by del T, which is nothing but the rate of change of magnetic flux density over that particular closed path. Okay. Okay, now the fourth equation, which is nothing but Ampere's second law. The total, we state that the total MMF around any closed path must be equal to the surface integral of the conduction and the displacement densities over the surface bounded by its closed path. It is simply nothing but a motor action. When you supply current to the motor, as soon as the current goes to the armature winding, it generates a magnetomotive force due to which the armature winding rotates. Okay, that magnetomotive force generated, that total magnetomotive force that is generated around any closed path, which is given mathematically as a line integral H dot dl, okay, which is equal to the total surface integral of the current densities which is passing through that closed path. Total current density means the conduction current as well as the displacement current. That displacement current, that is the current which is through the dielectric medium between the armature winding and the field winding. So, उसके through the current, the total entire current through that closed area will be considered. Therefore, that current density is given by surface integral of J, which is conduction current density, plus double D by double T, which is the displacement current density, and this is entire taken in the surface integral. Now, you can again, using the Stokes theorem, replace this H dot dl by the surface integral delta cross H ds, which is equal to this. If you are comparing these two equations, you will be getting del cross H equals to current conduction current density and displacement current density. This is the differential form of the Maxwell's fourth equation, and this is the integral form of the Maxwell's fourth equation, which is also known as Ampere's second law. Okay, this was the main four Maxwell equation. Other than this, Maxwell also gave three constitutive equations, which was as the first one was vector D is equal to epsilon times vector E, where vector D is nothing but electric displacement or electric flux density, which is equal to epsilon. Where epsilon is nothing but the permittivity of the medium times the electric field intensity, which can again further elaborated as epsilon naught E, where epsilon naught is nothing but permittivity of free space. This not denotes the free space. times the electric field intensity plus the new term which come here, that is vector P, which is nothing but polarizability of that material in which the electric field is going on, is passing through. Okay, this was the first constitutive equation. Second constitutive equation that Maxwell gave was vector B is equal to mu times vector H. Well, vector B is nothing but magnetic flux density, which is mu. Mu means permeability of the medium. Permeability is nothing but how much the material is allowed to the magnetic field to come through. That is basically defined by permeability. Permeability times the vector H, which is further elaborated as mu naught in the bracket vector H plus vector M. Again, this is the permeability of a free medium, and the new term here is vector M, which is nothing but the magnetization of the material. And the last equation, that constitutive equation which Maxwell gave was vector J equals to sigma times vector E, which is J is nothing but conduction current density, is nothing but equal to the sigma. Sigma is your conductivity of the material times the electric field passing through that material. Okay, so this is your three constitutive equations other than the four main equations of the Maxwell. Then we will come to the next part. Maxwell equation for the harmonically varying fields. ऐसी fields जो कि रेगुलरली वैरी करती रहती है साइनसॉइडली, उसके लिए हम लोग मैक्सवेल इक्वेशंस कैसे लिखेंगे, वी विल गो थ्रू दैट. ओके, नाउ इफ यू कंसीडर हार्मोनिकली वैरिंग फील्ड्स, देन द इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड कैन बी डिनोटेड एज वेक्टर E इक्वल्स टू E नॉट E to the power j omega t. Okay. Now, if you take a time derivative of this, partial time derivative of this, you will be getting j omega E naught E to the power of j omega t. Okay. Now, this particular part is nothing but vector E. This is vector E. Okay. Which is replaced over here. Then we can say that double E by double T, or the partial differentiation of vector E field is given by j omega vector E. Okay. Similarly, for electric flux density, which can be given as vector D equals to D naught E to the power j omega t, you will be getting double D by double T as j omega vector D. Similarly, for a magnetic field, which can be given as B naught E to the power j omega t. Again, if you take a time derivative of this, you will be getting j omega times vector B. This is the parameter, or these are the terms for the harmonically varying field. Now, if we substitute these fields and the time derivative of that into the Maxwell equation, the different form will be, the differential form can be given as, the first equation doesn't change, it remains the same as before, del dot D equals to rho V, del dot B equals to 0, second equation also doesn't change. Now come to the third equation, where we have studied that third equation says that del cross of A is nothing but minus double B by double T. Okay, it's a time derivative, negative time derivative or negative rate of change of magnetic flux density. Okay, now minus double B by double T is substituted over here by j omega B minus j omega vector B. Now, similarly, for the fourth Maxwell equation, where del cross H is given by conduction current plus displacement current density, which was in the previous case, divert d by divert t. Divert d by divert t is again replaced by j omega vector d. Okay. Now, using the constitutive equations, which we see in the before, j was equal to sigma vector e and vector d was epsilon times vector e. So this equation can be replaced by this equation, which is given as sigma plus j omega epsilon vector e. This is the differential form of Maxwell equation for harmonically varying field. From this form, we can form an integral form also. Similarly, there will be no change in the first equation, no change in the second equation. In the third equation, where we were using in the previous case, in a general case, minus divert d by divert t b dot ds. Now it is replaced by minus j omega surface integral b dot ds. Okay. Similarly, in the final equation, it is that conduction current plus displacement current is replaced by sigma plus j omega epsilon vector e. In this lecture, we have given the theoretical aspects of the Maxwell equation. Okay, the next lecture we will do some numerical aspects of this, and hope you enjoyed this lecture. Okay, thank you.